Hello everyone, I am also making another video, and I just want to, and I apologize if you hear the dogs in the background. I made this poem recently, and I want to share it with you folks, those who listen. And it will be on my main channel, Piper OT, and of course it's on Plainly Piper, it's the other one. I will maybe put it onto the Wattpad as well as on Rumble and elsewise. Yet here it is. A broken heart once torn and shattered. I screamed and yelled with a whisper. No one heard. No one looked. And even if I fell apart, they'd just walk over to their next part. Life is weird and worrisome. But with the Lord, it is wholesome. Thank the Lord, for he made me whole. He restored my soul and saved me from the drowning I had deep within. I couldn't swim. I didn't even float. In darkness of the abyssal void, within my heart, I sunk. This was then, but this is now. God saved my soul. He made me whole. I survived, only thanks to him. And the reason why I bring it up is because many of us who have gone through abuse and trauma, it feels like we're drowning, as if we can't escape. No one hears us, and it's just darkness all around. And it does that to many of us, especially as a child. But what I'm grateful for is that though I felt a void and empty and just nothing, like people would describe me as, oh, she was such a happy child, and this, that, etc. But I wasn't. I really wasn't. I was numb. I was very numb to everything. But only through the Lord I had to feel all those emotions. All those emotions I buried within and didn't want to bother with, and just locked behind a door, barricaded it with like fortresses and things of that sort. I had to look at it all, go through them, feel the emotions. Ooh, so many emotions. But that's because the Lord wanted me to really take it all in. He helped me see the light at the end of the tunnel that I couldn't. I never thought there was a light at the end of the tunnel until the Lord walked me through, held my hand, felt all those emotions, time after time. And granted, you're gonna go through many experiences, even after you're saved, and you're gonna have to take it in, feel those emotions, let it sit with you if need be, so you can release it, and you give it on to him. And I'm grateful, because no matter any and everything that I've went through, no matter how much pain was done onto me by whomever, where a lot of those people are going, it's worse than what they put me through. It's worse than what I felt. It's worse than any and everything that just held me down. I'm grateful for what the Lord has done in me, for He has healed me. I can literally speak about a lot of things, like many things that I've went through, especially the sexual abuse and things of that sort. I'm not fearful. I don't have anxiety. I don't have fear or anything of that sort. I don't have those heavy emotions that I once had correlating onto that topic, because the Lord is like, you're gonna walk through this and you're gonna feel all these emotions that you ignored. So now you can speak up when need be. You can tell your story after you get to really know someone online, things like that. And you're not gonna break. Your voice isn't gonna shiver, I think, or shrivel. I don't know the word, but when you can just hear it, it's like that type of thing. And you're gonna feel these emotions, so you can. Because for me, it's kind of like a lot of the things that I held inside deep within. Granted, I have known some people who are like, I can feel that pain inside you. Like, it's kind of like sometimes when I'm near people, I can pick up on certain things. It's like, oh, they're really sad inside. Even though, like, because it's like, that was once me. Like, I understand. But thanks to the Lord, He has really opened up my heart. Like, oh, He's opened up my heart. And for me, it was like I had to not only obviously talk about it in general. I spoke to the Lord about it. I had to admit it. I had to admit that this is how I felt with this. This is how this situation or these experiences made me feel. This is what I felt during when it was happening. This is what it felt like afterwards. This is what it felt like with me having to like hide it and hold it in and not speak up and this, that, etc. It's like, this is all the pain and the suffering. These are the emotions. I had to go through the emotions. Like, this is what I felt here. I actually had a therapist once. I'm gonna just say Miss V. She actually said something like this, very similar. She's like, you have to associate the emotion with this, that, etc. She was very smart. Very, very smart woman. And like, she was saying that too. And it was like, I was just grateful, to be honest, because like, thinking about it, it's like, you know what, she was right. But yeah, but I'm so grateful for the Lord, because He held my hand, He walked me through it, like, okay, let's go. And since, what was it, yeah, since 2020, it was more so at the end of 2020, and since then I been healing. And now, like, a lot of the pain, even from like the bullying that I went through in school and at my first job and then at the college and this, that, etc., like, it really, like, it just helped me really, just because not only did I admitted what the feelings I had associated with it, this, that, etc., like how it made me feel, what I felt like, things like that. Like, it just really helped me to not only release it, but then to really give it to the Lord. It's kind of like, because like, I think that's how a lot of people might work. Maybe some, it's just them thinking and feeling, and boom, they're able to just, you know. But for me, I had to admit it, not only to myself, the feelings and things of that sort. I had to admit to myself what I felt and things of that sort, the emotions, and then also just being like, I give it to you, Lord. And the Lord just take it. And like, I don't know how to word it, but He really did heal a lot of, like, God healed all my trauma of my childhood and of the childhood also. Can I like add the high school in with childhood, because that kind of does correlate into it. But all of that has actually been healed and mended, and I actually have like no more wounds. Even I have no grudges anymore as well. Things like that. I don't really have any grudges either. Even toward the whole first job thing. No more grudges, no more sourness. I think that's the word or terminology. I don't know. Like, I'm grateful that I don't have that anymore. And it's just like, if I need to speak up, I speak up. But like, I'm grateful. And it's kind of like, also, instead of going up to someone, just telling them like, oh yeah, this way I've been through this, etc. I learned now to set healthy boundaries. And if you feel like you're being pressured, because I've met people where it feels like I'm being pressured without them pressuring me, but it's because indirectly they are pressuring me energetically. Because I met people where I didn't feel pressured at all. I didn't feel pressured to talk about this, that, etc. But with other people, it's like, I don't know how to word it. Like, you can just get it in your, it's like a gut feeling or something. You pick up on it. Kind of like how you can pick up on emotions. But maybe some people can't. I don't know. Or like how you can just, there are many times where even online wise, when I used to, back in the day when I used to be a part of the RuneScape gambling servers, and granted, none of them, like, no one knew I was female until like very end when I finally spoke and I said something like through a voice, and they're like, oh, you're female. But other than that though, um even before, like let's say just met someone on there, I'd be like, oh, there's something off. I can just sense something's off, and I would report it saying, look, I sense something really, really wrong with this person. I don't know what it is, but you have to keep an eye on them. And soon enough, the ugly head appears, and then like a few times, I'm like, there's something really off. You have to be careful, this, that, etc. And if and I report it to the higher ups, and sometimes they might just be like, no, they seem like a good guy, this, that, etc. So then I do some digging, and I go through, I ask around certain information. Sometimes I would join just random servers in the RuneScape community. I would look up their name, I would look up their like the actual tag. I would try to see if anyone, like, I would sometimes look up their RuneScape name within the Discord servers if nothing came back, because sometimes people use different Discord accounts, and I would find the information and then I'd show it to the higher ups or whoever wanted me to search on someone. By search on someone, I'm talking about someone who is high ranked in the server. They wanted me to check up on someone and be like, okay, I need you to look about this person. Is this person trustworthy? Are they not? This, etc. So I do the research and voila. And I was always right, always, because I don't know, like online, I was just always really good at like I could just sense it. It was like you can pick up on it. While granted, I know some people cannot do that. I don't know why, but I was always able to pick up on it. And the thing is, even in person, you can pick up on it, but we tend to ignore it in person for some reason. I don't know. I've done that many times. But from now on, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to be like, okay, something's weird here. I'm going to take caution. And then obviously, eventually, you see the truth, and then cut it off. Like, cut them off. Keep your distance, set healthy boundaries. It's kind of like, there was this older guy, few days ago, and he says something about how the Lord would like bless me or something like that. I was just helping him with something, and I was like, the Lord already blessed me enough, something like that. And I was about to say like, the Lord healed me from my trauma, but then I was like, in my mind, it's like, I really don't have to say that. I really don't. Like, so instead I said, the Lord has blessed me enough, because it truly is a blessing to be healed from your trauma, to be healed from something that was like a void, like it just made you numb and just makes me think of like the abyss. I'm grateful for what the Lord has done for me, truly. And that's why I pray that more folks come to the Lord truly broken, contrite, because what He can do in their lives and for them, it's amazing. It truly is. And I'm just so grateful. It's kind of like, for myself, I thought I was sex repulsed, but I'm not. I had to admit to myself, it was a fear of intimacy. Granted, I would never, ever, ever. Sex only correlates onto marriage if you're married to someone. I always held that belief, and I will forever hold that belief, tradition, whatever you want to call it. I always held that view, point blank. You should not fornicate. So yeah. And I know for a fact that love takes time. And by love, I mean I would never ever marry someone unless I love them. And love takes time. It is patient. It is kind. It is not deceitful. It does not push your boundaries. It's not toxic. And the right one will not lie to you, will not force or push you into things, or anything of that sort. I'm grateful that the Lord healed my soul and made me whole, because so many life experiences, it's amazing. It truly is. And I'm grateful. I really am. Some people are not grateful. But I am, because it did, like, I can really understand what people mean when they state what you've went through made you who you are. It made you who you are today. And that is true. But I can also see the falseness of it, because there's some people who are toxic. So they have gone through something similar to I, or worse, or elsewise. Sometimes people use it as an excuse for their own toxic behavior by going around hurting other people and things of that sort. But everyone has a choice. There's some people who wouldn't dare. They understand what pain feels like. Why would they want to do that to others? And not only that, why would you want to be ruthless in a nasty, toxic way? Tearing down others, bullying them, things like that. So why would you want to do that if you understand what it feels like? I never understood that aspect. But what I do understand is that people have choices, and they should be held accountable for those choices. And thank the Lord, because vengeance is His. Many things in which we've gone through, the Lord is a holy, righteous judge. No matter the pain I felt, no matter the nightmares I've had for years on end, the emotional roller coasters, and things of that sort, correlating onto abuse, onto trauma, onto bullying, and things of that sort. No matter what, a lot of those people, where they're going is worse than what I had to go through, what you had to go through, and things of that sort. And that's why I pray every day that many more folks, especially those who are abused, come to the Lord truly broken, contrite, Because, man, what he can do for you is wondrous. Something that you assumed could never be overcome. And where others say that you would never heal from that, you would never overcome. Oh, that's forever a lifetime of therapy. Something like that. Like, nah. Thank the Lord, oh my soul. Truly, truly.